Hey guys, and we here. Hey, do you have a light here? Actually, no. Anyway, it's okay. Hi, I'm. Ooh, snap. I'm KP. There we go. I'm gonna have to be like that. I'm KP.
I'm Glenda.
And this is Glenda. Hey, do you want to be like your tag or whatever, Insta, or just Glenda? Can't find you.
You can tag me.
Okay.
My Instagram is actually Cleopatra.
For real?
Oh no, Cleotrapa.
Cleotrapa?
I changed
it.
it.
There you go.
3 A's and an H at the end.
Okay, well, we're gonna have it on the bottom. We just finished watching Aladdin here at the AMC 20 at Puente Hills. And as promised, we're gonna do kind of a spoiler free, and that'll be just a couple minutes, and then the rest will be basically spoiler. What did you think?
I loved it.
I loved it too.
Okay, so like ever since I was younger, I've always had a crush on Aladdin. But like now I really got a real crush on Aladdin.
Oh my god. He is like, they really did cast him like a dreamboat.
They did.
They really did.
They did.
And Jasmine's so hot.
And now you know why I prefer Middle Eastern men.
Yes, now I know why okay, I get it. He was, oh no, I can't say that yet, but really great. The casting was really great.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is spoilers. Well, number one, I want to say it once again. Oh, Jasmine. Oh my gosh, she's really pretty in this.
If you didn't hear me, said Jasmine's hot.
Hot. HAWT hot.
Dude,
like,
she is.
but she's also so charming, and I think that's part of it as well too.
Yeah.
Everyone in this movie was well casted.
Yes.
Great story. So it's not a kind of like verbatim story like some other Disney. Well, I mean, I've publicly said I don't really like Beauty and the Beast because it feels way too one to one. But definitely a lot more story that we'll get into real quick after this. But a lot more story. You really did feel like you're seeing an actual story and not just a remake of a cartoon.
Right.
And it was really good. Music was really good. Definitely enjoyed. I cried. I cried and I'll get to this too, in the same exact place that I cried when I saw the cartoon when I was a little kid. But it was really great. I think Jafar was one of the biggest surprises because I know like a lot of people did not like the casting of Jafar.
Casted perfectly.
Yes.
He was just the right amount of crazy.
He was crazy, conniving. Like, the cartoon has to be evil because the cartoon is basically you're creating a cartoonish character. Yeah. But to really believe that he had very evil intentions, very well casted and very well done by the guy that wrote. I can't remember his name, but you might remember the guy that wrote Hamilton. What's his name? Do you remember? Oh, it's the same guy. The same guy that wrote Hamilton. Is the same guy that wrote that played Jafar, and I'm gonna put it on the bottom because I can't remember his name. But anyway, yeah. But that's it. Initial reactions. Oh, so awesome.
It was good.
I'd watch it again. Good. I will watch it again probably within the next week. It's so charming.
I probably will with my sisters.
And it feels like such a Disney movie, which is what I love.
It did.
Yeah.
The little Easter eggs are great too.
Oh my gosh, yes. And okay, one more minute, but we will get to those.
Without spoiling them.
Yeah, without spoiling, but again, like one more minute. I mean, it really did feel like a Disney movie. It was charming. It was outlandish, but in a very cartoonish way. The building of the lore and of the city is so incredible and so in depth. It was crazy. Like when you see Agrabah in the cartoon, you're just like, yeah, it's a big city. When you see it here, it looks like a thriving city. Like they really built a city, and everything felt like the city was like made on purpose. Not like, oh, we need buildings here and we need that. Like they had shipping areas. They had a marketplace. Yeah. But then after that, they also had like little bazaars, but intermixed with like, here's the living residents, and just like you can see a city actually created. Like whoever did the set design and the CG work on this movie,
they're very detailed.
So detailed to make you believe that this was a city. It didn't look like a cartoon at all, but it felt like Agrabah.
No.
That being said, okay, so spoilers. 3, 2, 1. We talked about casting. Will Smith. What did you think?
Oh my gosh. He did a really good job.
Oh my gosh. he recreated a genie that you could really adopt. Nothing like the Robin Williams, and Robin Williams will always be cartoon genie
number one.
But what's nice about this one is they gave Genie a story arc, which I love.
Yeah, no, they gave him a nice story arc.
Yeah, so if you've seen Aladdin, they kind of give Genie a little bit of a story arc. Like when you first see Aladdin, the cartoon, like he's the guy that goes into the bazaar and is trying to sell you like weird things. So with this one, they introduced the Genie in the beginning, but he's like not the Genie. He's just like, he has kids and he has a wife and he's on a ship just like sailing around. We don't even know where they're going. And they have like a sit down and talk about, it's like, oh, you know, all the tales that you tell, like the 101 Arabian Nights, that kind of hint at that. And it's like, well, let me tell you the tale of the thief, the princess, and the lamp. And it just goes into that, and then it goes into Arabian, and then it's just Will Smith singing. I will say this: at first, it's just like, man, you're really going for it. In the first 5 minutes, you are really trying to pull me into this world, and I'm still not convinced. But like the way that Will Smith sang, he just sang the song, but then like he had an accompaniment, and they slowly creeped you into this. That's the thing. The world building was so good. Yeah. In the first 5 minutes, like you remember, like when they just sailed through. It's like here are the characters. Here is the city. Here is the world that you're gonna adopt for the next 90 minutes. And they just zoomed through for like the entire song. So you already were introduced to Aladdin, to Abu, to Jafar, to the princess, to the sultan, like, and all of Agrabah. All their characters are very endearing. They portrayed them really well. Oh yeah, it was the casting. We can't talk enough about the casting. Yeah. And speaking of casting, let's go back to Jafar. Okay. Because we talked about it a little bit, and we talked about, because like it was so like people wanted to see, I want an evil, dark voiced Jafar, and then we get this kind of somewhat more squeaky voiced Jafar. We did. What did you think about Jafar? I liked him a lot. Yeah, like I said earlier, he was just the right amount of crazy. But we also discussed earlier how they actually gave him a storyline, which was really nice to see, because I mean, well, me, I do come from a psych background. Yeah, I mean, you know. I do come from a psych background, so I'm always like enamored by things like this. But his backstory kind of leads you to why he became the way he is. And I thought that was really important to show, like, basically the depths that he would go to get what he wants. Yeah, like, I like that they didn't just say, I'm evil and I want to rule the world. Yeah. They basically said, like, they straight up, like, they made him, like I was telling you, like what we were talking about before we even started recording, they made him out to be basically like a Agrabanian gangster. Yeah. Like, he was just basically there. It's like, hey, I put myself, like, he came out the streets of Agrabah. He did. And that's how he became the vizier. And he's just like, I ain't like what you call it? Like, it's total gangsta. It's like, hey, whatever it takes, man. It's like, hey, by hook or by crook, I'm gonna get mine. Yeah. And he was like straight up. But in the middle of it, that was awesome, because they brought him back to where he started. Oh yeah. Yeah, they brought him back to where he started. Fudge, yeah, the turn. Really, well, let me talk about this real quick. The moment I was bought into Jafar was when Jafar took Aladdin basically to get to the Cave of Wonders. He got caught in a palace and he's a prisoner. They bring him to the Cave of Wonders, and then they have a talk. Just Aladdin and him. It's like, hey, I know your life. I've been there before. And Aladdin had like this little jewel from Jasmine. And he's already known to being a crook. He's already known to being a thief. So he's a pickpocket and such. But man, the sleight of hand that they had between each other. Like, I was bought in when he basically said, I've been where you are. And he pulled up and it was like, that's the jewel in your pocket, huh? I know. I do this too. And it was the planting of that you were talking about in the middle. Yeah. And what did he do in the middle? In the middle, we have a spoilers part, right? No, this is the spoilers part. Okay. We're talking about it all. So in the middle, when he basically he runs into Aladdin on purpose in the middle of the city so he can steal the lamp. Straight up like freaking Ocean's 11 type ish. He just like bumped in, and then like I was all thinking, you know how bought into the movie I was during that moment. I'm like, Dude, bro, rookie mistake, man. You got bumped into the bazaar because they planted this too.
Yeah.
There was that girl in the beginning. Oh, they did. They planted in the beginning that, dude, like Aladdin is like a surefire veteran pickpocket.
Yeah.
In the very beginning,
but he's not the only.
And he's not the only one. But that girl he tried to steal from Aladdin, he's like, nah, this is mine, right? Like the girl he tried to steal in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Girl he tried to steal something from Aladdin's pocket, and he's like, nah, you can't get away from me. But rookie mistake because Aladdin's all like he was jonesing for Jasmine, just walking around the city, gets pickpocketed like a noob. And that's when it was. That's when just like I was really bought into Jafar. It's like, nah, man, I'm gonna do this, man. Like I'm gonna take what's mine.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, I was like, that fool, freaking Jafar was freaking like Suge Knight. He had his pocket on everything. He had pockets with the authorities. He had pockets with he was freaking Suge, dude. He was it. And that's what I liked about Jafar. Like he was straight up, I'm a criminal and I'm gonna take the throne by stealing it. And that's why I really loved about Jafar. Genie. Because we could talk
Genie,
about
okay.
Yeah.
Genie was amazing. Obviously you can't replace the one and only Robin Williams, but I think he portrayed the Genie really well. I
with
like
this story.
Yeah, with this story. And I like the transition with the fact that you could see that he was funny, but he was also serious.
Yeah.
You know, he pulled in some of the millennial jokes in there too.
I mean, yeah, he did. But it wasn't too heavy-handed.
No.
It was just enough for like that most of the jokes I want to say were very evergreen. In that like they were relatable to everyone and not just relatable because like, oh, you know, because like I'm gonna do some millennial stuff, so all the like the tweens and all the young people will just laugh. He didn't really do that. Of course, it's because there's also Will Smith. Right. So he's just like we say this is like Big Willie Genie. Like this is like G Millennium. Like
no. No, you didn't. If
he
finds
Genellium.
this video, he's gonna find you.
Oh my gosh, Genellium. Hey, you know.
He's gonna.
And he was doing like the whole swagger, like
the breakdown though.
Oh man.
The breakdown during the entrance.
Oh dude, yeah. And he was just like, hey, we ain't gonna do it. Because they're coming into like Agrabah, and then he's just waiting for the Sultan, just like, hey, let's go, come on, tap your fingers, you know you want to. And then the whole time, and he's like, Prince, and then he just like. And I like it how like they didn't they didn't use like kind of heavy-handed on like, oh, Will Smith's a rapper, so we're just gonna make him rap everything.
No.
But like he brought a lot of character.
He was an all-around performer.
Yeah.
In this one,
He's
They had him dancing, singing, rapping.
They even had a little bit of the shy, I don't know how to do relationships, like Will Smith hitch, like with the door, right? With the freaking door. No. They're like every time the door closed, he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Why do you say it like humans?" Like he was so nervous to go out on a date, and it was like, oh, it's like Genie Hitch. I like how this one did feel like its own story. Yeah. Like after maybe about 15 minutes into the movie, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just take this. I know the beats because I know the cartoon, but I'm gonna just take even with the carpet ride. I love how they teased it for so long. Everyone knew it was gonna be a carpet ride. Freaking took them like 5 minutes to get on that carpet. And they're just like, I never get out of the world. It's like, I could show you. I could show that to you. I'm like, you can show the world? Like, I would love to see what the world had to offer. I was like, oh my gosh, just get on the carpet already.
Play the song, dude.
It's like, play the dang song. But they wouldn't let you. They're like, no, we're going to sink in and we're going to actually have a story. And we're actually make it look like they're falling in love. Instead of just like, well, here's the part where we sing the song.
Yeah.
Oh, and the song.
Well.
Wow, that Jasmine can freaking sing.
Yeah, she can.
Oh my god.
And what I liked about it too is that it wasn't very like old school Disney. Like, you know, it's very orchestra based, very what's the word?
It's very orchestrated.
But you know, orchestrated. But also like, you know, the little accents that they used to use in singing. What do they call it? Transatlantic or something?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that type of. It was nice to hear it differently. It's
nice to hear what we were talking about. It felt like a YouTube cover. It felt like a YouTube cover of A Whole New World, but a nice one.
And
like one that was like well produced.
Yeah.
So that's why I like, because it had a lot of like guitar, and just regular set drums. It felt like Us the Duo was doing like A Whole New World, the cover, but they just had a bigger budget.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that part. And the singing was really Jasmine had her own song. Like he has a new song.
There's a new song in there. Oh,
super powerful. I mean, just give it a couple weeks, and then every one of your favorite YouTubers will be singing that same song because it's a really good song.
It was a good song.
It's a really good song. She has a really powerful voice.
I really like that they stayed true to Jasmine's character.
Oh yeah,
she's always been very like, well.
They made her Sultan. And lastly, my favorite part, Genie and Aladdin's payoff of like the I wish for your freedom. And y'all, I did not know
they portrayed that one really well.
That
was touching.
No, because and you know what was so touching about it? You really felt and understood the relationship Aladdin had with Genie.
Yeah.
You believed
they were genuinely best friends.
Yeah, you believed it. Like that guy was Aladdin's wingman throughout the entire party scene.
Like, no, never mind. We can change a couple things. Like, what did you want to do? Did you want to do this? Did you want to do that?
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow. Okay.
And then like the whole like kind of like back and forth, the fact that Genie was just like, oh, usually I'm talking to like a guy who already knows what he wants, but you are different. You were someone I could talk to.
Yeah.
And like the whole planting of that whole storyline with just them just becoming friends, good friends. It was really crazy insane. So I really like that. I really like the planting the payoff. I cried. I legitimately cried at the end. I did. I was weeping openly, and it was great. That she, like, when she was a little kid, she loved the movie so much that her imaginary friend was actually Jafar.
Yeah.
That's all you have to know about Glenda.
We had our little tea parties.
Oh man.
I remember too. Like pouring tea for him.
Oh dude.
Here, Jafar.
But you couldn't pour it second.
No. But also in Asian tradition, you always pour everyone else's first anyway.
Anyway. Okay, on that note, I'm running out of battery. So my name is KP.
Glenda.
And this has been NerdDirt once again. Thank you for watching this one. I hope you do watch the movie. I'm gonna watch it like 3-4 times. Honestly, because this movie was really good. I hope you guys watch it. I hope you guys like this review. And if you haven't watched, get out there, watch this movie. It's so good. It's going to make you cry.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Let us know.
Take care. I'll see you next time.